What is up, guys? It's
John.
Ken Speakeasy Podcast. We got something cool. We got something new today. Doing something fun. I have an Old Fitzgerald 8-year that I haven't cracked because I've had it before, and it's an 8-year. Yeah, right, John?
Yes.
Yeah, 8-year bottle and bond. And recently, Old Fitz, and like I said, I've had that one before, so I was like, it was good. So, but it's cool to try this one. This is a 7-year. Old Fitz is doing something a little bit new. They're making some of their bottles easier to get, I guess.
Yeah, this one's kind of it's been everywhere, but it's been hard to find at the same time.
Yeah.
You see it, everybody talking about it, but you can never find it.
Yes, and then like when it initially hit the secondary, it was like $150, and then it dropped quick though. It dropped real quick, probably because people tried it, and maybe some people liked it, some people didn't. I don't know. And then you seen it. I saw it for like $100, and now you can maybe find it on some shelves for like $70, $80, or something like that. So yeah, I was just came across it recently, and I was telling John a couple episodes ago. I was like, "Oh, you sold some Old Fit 7, you didn't pick it up?"
Yeah, I saw it on the shelf and I didn't get it.
Well, it's out there, people. So you can get it one way or another, I think. But so we're pretty excited to try this one out. Old Fitz is one of the bigger names, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
sometimes I get nervous pulling the trigger when I see something in a store and I look at it and I'm like, I want that so bad.
Yeah, I know.
But then I like walk out without it. And then I drive away and I'm like, God damn it, I should go back.
Yeah, I know. And then sometimes you buy something and you're like, oh God,
yeah,
what did I do? Like I've bought stuff and I'm like, and then I go to YouTube and I'm like, oh, let me hear some reviews on this, and they're like, oh yeah, this is underwhelming.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh shit, can I return this? Can I return it? Do you think they'll take a return? And and then sometimes people are wrong too. And I'm like, you know what? It actually was pretty good. So
true.
We'll see. Let's check this out. Comes in a nice velvet George Costanza.
Velvet?
Yes, George Costanza would wrap his body in this right now.
Yeah.
But yes, age 7 years, bottle and bond, 100 proof. You know the deal with bottle and bond, people. If you haven't, we probably mentioned it a million times. Watching more of our episodes. So,
if you don't know what bottle and bond is by now, get the hell out and do some research and come back when you know.
Yes, exactamundo. It's a cool bottle. So it's a nice play on the decanter that they've had out there with the higher end bottles. It's got that cool look to it. It's got that nice cut glass. I like what they did with it. They kind of took something that was really nice and just brought it down a notch, where they say, okay, you're not getting the super expensive goods that we offer, but you're getting something that's still pretty cool. They're not cheaping out too much with it, but it's nice. What do you think, John?
Yeah, no, it's nice. I like the top.
The top is got all that kind of like.
Yep, I like this over here.
Nice engraving. It's got those nice cuts. It looks like a fine gem on top, wooden gem,
sir.
And I like that. With. So, is this going to be larceny juice? Is it going to be, what do we have in here?
So what does that mean?
So, larceny, it's all coming from the same.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. The whole, I guess, I should have looked this up beforehand, but I think the whole story behind it is they called it larceny because I guess Old Fitz, maybe it was the guy, Old Fitz, he was kind of secretly stealing. Yeah,
and larceny.
Yeah, and the good stuff from the warehouse and picking out the good stuff, and that's where larceny came into play, from what I understand. But as far as mash bills and all that stuff, it might be similar to your larceny. So let's see. But larceny, I like my larceny barrel proof, and this is not a barrel proof. This is so. We shall see. Is it gonna be something that we will say is worth it or not? Get that. Once again, or I didn't mention, this is a fresh crack, people. So in a couple weeks or something, who knows, our opinion may be a little bit different.
And Old Fitz comes from the Heaven Hill Distillery, correct?
Yes. So when we were at the Heaven Hill Distillery, remember that guy that was sitting there, that old guy next to us? You don't have any Old Fitz?
Yeah, Old Fitz. I drove all the way from Texas.
Yeah, we're like, I go to the guy, he probably could have called. But yeah, so
was a good time. He answered his own questions.
Which makes sense, too, with Larceny, and then you got Elijah Craig. They all do that, like C923, B, whatever, 5.2, whatever, all that stuff. So
C3PO.
C3PO and all that, where they date it kind of similar. The juice is going to be a little bit similar, too. John, let's get this nose, man. Whoa, butterscotchy.
Sweet.
Am I getting butterscotch because I have butterscotch? No, hopefully not.
No, I get a little butterscotch.
Yeah.
I get candy corn.
Candy corn. I like that. All right. Slight hints of the ethanol kind of,
Yeah.
I'm getting a little, maybe caramel apple. I don't know. I don't know if you're getting any of that. I won't write if you're not getting it. I like to agree with you. I don't know.
It's got that like bakery-ish.
Can I do something weird? I'm gonna smell yours. Okay.
Smells the same. You have a little.
Because I had it. It was stupid. I had a little drink before this, and I was like, "Is it throwing me off?" So. But yeah.
Ooh. Swirl it around a little bit. It gets a little sweeter.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ethanol is there.
Yeah. All right. Let's try this.
Let's do it. Cheers.
All right.
Interesting.
Sweet.
Very sweet. Lighter than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Right? It's
100 proofer, so.
It is, but when you smell it, you smell the ethanol, and you're like,
Yeah, you're anticipating.
I'm gonna say it's not viscous, or it is. I didn't do it, but
No.
it tastes. It tastes very.
Not super viscous.
I don't want to say watery, but
color is about a medium, borderline medium light.
There's not much to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the sweetness on this one, though. I like that.
I'm not getting the butterscotch, though. I'm getting more caramel vanilla.
Okay. So more vanilla. I agree with your vanilla on
More
that.
vanilla forward.
Yeah.
How about like cookie, like a little sugar cookie,
Okay.
little sweet sugar cookie?
Okay.
Or the ones you get that are like come from the nut tree, the nut free facilities that you get in like Target or in like the plastic, and they got like it's like a soft sugar cookie with a little frosting on top.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You do not.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I believe you.
All right.
I believe you. Let me see. Try another.
I actually like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one. I like this better than Heaven Hill's Bottle and Bond.
Yeah. I don't think it's bad either. I don't think it's like amazing.
I don't think it's $100.
No.
No.
I don't think it's amazing. I think it's a good $65 go-to or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I put it at. Like a nice everyday sipper. It's a great everyday sipper.
Yeah.
But at $65 it is. Not at
65 the most.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, and which I think you could maybe find it for close to that at some places. But
If I saw it for 70, maybe I'll pick it up just
Yeah.
to have the old.
It's a cool
fits.
bottle to
Just-
have,
I was saying,
yeah.
just to have the old fits with
Yeah.
the sack and the
yeah, yep. So yeah, I mean, we got their sack there. Old Fitz has a big sack. Finish wise, John, are you getting anything that's standing out on that finish?
No.
It's not lingering as much as I would, but what you might get on a more boozier bourbon. I'm getting oaky on that finish.
Okay.
That's what I think I'm getting.
Okay.
I'm kind of getting that oakiness.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
There's not. There's no complexity to it.
It lacks some complexity, but once again, that's what when I say daily sipper, it's a nice. I just want something to sip while I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you want something that's going to go down easy. You're not struggling with it. It's got decent enough flavor to it.
Oh, it does. It's got flavor.
Where you're not going to be like, why did I pour this one? You're going to be like, no, I'm sipping. I'm watching TV and I'm watching my show right now, and I just kind of like sipping on this one.
Absolutely.
And it's such a cool bottle to have.
It is.
Like, if you're just hanging out, like here, if I'm hanging out in the Speakeasy and I just have it on my table or something and I'm just sipping on that, I feel like a little bit more like important,
Yeah. I feel like you would go through it quick, though. If a couple of us were just sitting there, it's so easy drinking, we'd just be kind of refilling our glasses.
Yeah. Yes, it's very easy drinking.
And then $100 just went it down the tubes because you just drank the whole thing.
I know. But I'm going to give it a 3.85.
3.85?
Yeah.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
I'd go 4.15.
4.15.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Like I said, I like this one better than the Heaven and Hill bottle in Bond,
Yeah.
which is one of my go-tos at home.
Yeah.
I would, if I got this at home, I would replace the Heaven Hill bottle in Bond with this.
With this.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3.854.
3.854?
Yeah. So maybe no. I mean, or to 4.
Oh, I think you said 3.854. I was like, okay.
No.
We're adding digits?
No, to 4. Maybe closer to 4.
Yeah.
Now that I'm kind of tasting. I'm still getting it lingering right now, which I like in a bourbon. I like it to linger. I like to have that flavor just sitting there. And I'm noticing. I'm like, well, it's got some linger there, but because it's pretty good.
It's good.
Or maybe you threw me off with your 4.15, and I'm like,
Sorry.
Maybe I should raise mine a little bit.
Now I'm thinking I went too high.
Yeah. So let's just say 4.
Yeah, we'll go 4. 4, even 4.
Even 4. There we go. That's our consensus, people. Right. It's a 4.
Thanks, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes, Mr. Fitzgerald, we like your juice.
Yes, sir.
If we finish this one soon in the episode, maybe I will grab the larceny just for shits and giggles. But
because you want me to crash over here.
Or maybe we won't. A little sliver, maybe.
All right, good stuff.
Good stuff. Old Fitz, 7-year. Cheers. Good stuff.
Cool bottle.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So what do you got going on?
What do I got going on? I was watching. Where the hell was I watching it? I don't know where I was watching it. Somewhere I was watching it. Maybe the news somewhere. I don't know. And this was probably a couple weeks ago, but it's an issue that's ongoing, unfortunately. They were talking about Skid Row, Los Angeles.
Skid Row. I hear Skid Row and I think of
the band.
No,
I think of the band.
I think of Little Shop of Horrors. Down on Skid Row.
Oh, I think. Yes, he was a young man. He had a heart of.
Is that Sebastian Bach? Is that
no, I think that's Skid Row. But you're saying who? Oh,
the singer is that?
Was he on Skid Row?
Bach?
I don't know much about it. To be honest, I just know that. But yeah, yeah, I forget. 18 in life and counting. That's it. 18 in life and counting. But anyways,
Jesus Christ,
L.A.
It's a shithole.
It is. And it used to be always when people thought of San Fran, they thought about the fucking homelessness. Now, like...
Oh, I thought you were going to say homosexual.
Oh, well, that too. But L.A., I watched this thing, and they were talking about homeless people, and not specifically homeless people. They're talking about homeless people and their pets.
Yeah.
And...
they always have like a stray.
Yeah, a lot of them have these strays. A lot of them have these dogs. Dude, I saw that one guy had like a goat. And... and they have these animals, and there is a dedicated. There's this guy. I forget what it was. I don't know exactly, but he goes out and kind of he's basically looks out for the animals, and he made it the point to say, I'm not out there to take people's animals away. But if they're in conditions and there's certain things that... because he knows that a lot of these homeless people, all they have is their dog. Yeah. All they have. And he's like, I'm not looking to destroy people's lives. I'm not looking to do that. We do the best we can to try to help the situation, remediate the situation, without having to take someone's animals away. But there are some people who might have like 20 dogs or something like that. That's an issue. There might be some people who have cruel intentions and they are fighting their dogs and doing things like that, then, well, yeah, you got to take them off the street. What's up?
You ever watch the Skid Row webcam?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah. That's a thing. I mean, look at it. Oh, I can't zoom.
Oh, my God.
Wheelchair. Dog.
Yes.
Wheelchair with a dog.
So this is live right now, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Skid Row webcam, people. Check it out.
Skid Row webcam. There's a few. It's sad because not only are the people homeless, but the dogs are homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're under a tent.
So the big issue with it too is that these animals, dogs are amazing creatures, and they love their owners. Oh, there's a dog right there. Oh my God, they love their owners unconditionally.
Is that a dog?
Yeah, it's wagging its tail.
Fat ass chihuahua.
They love their owners, but unfortunately, having a pet, it's like having a child sometimes. It's expensive.
A lot of
You
responsibility.
have to get it the proper vaccinations. You have to give it it has to be able to eat good food that's meant for dogs, not the scraps off the street.
Right.
So you're bringing these animals into this situation, granted they're comforting, granted all that stuff, but are they living the life that a dog should be living with someone who is basically living off scraps themselves? They can't afford having an animal. They can't afford doing certain things. So where I'm going with this, John, is what's your opinion on it? Is it right that these people have their animals? Like I said, this could be their life to them. This could be, but when you think cruelty to animals, to what extent is cruelty going? To what extent, how cruel is it that these people aren't giving the proper care to these animals? Yeah. They're not giving them the proper food. They're not giving the proper, when these animals have an ear infection or something, are they going to the vet to get it taken care of, or are these animals suffering?
Yeah.
I
think there's a fine line to where, when does the government step in and have to take an animal away from somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, if the dog gets sick, ear infection, worms, they're not going to get the treatment that they need.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the same thing with the homeless people. You get an infection, you get sick you get COVID. You're not going anywhere to get better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like the companionship.
Yes.
Of somebody who's homeless.
Yeah.
Because homeless doesn't mean,
as long as your intentions aren't malice,
Right. And homeless doesn't always mean you're a piece of shit. Go find a job. No. Sometimes, you could have been a stockbroker that had something bad happen to you and you got no home anymore.
Yes.
So you took the family dog and it's just you and the family dog out on the street.
Yeah.
Just trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
But there are some people who will get a stray cat, a stray dog, a stray goat, and make it their pet, and the pet is suffering.
Yes.
Just as I'm sure the person is.
Yeah.
But there is a fine line, too, at the point where when should the government maybe step in and say, hey, you're not doing right by this animal. This is abuse.
From what I understand, all the government or any of them doing is just sweeping it under the rug right now. They're like,
of course.
Whatever. Yeah.
They can't even monitor the homeless people. How are they going to monitor the
Exactly.
pets?
Exactly. And that's why this guy, I wish I knew his name. Maybe we could look it up. This guy is doing this right now because he is saying there's got to be a voice for the animals. There's got to be a voice for them. Are you looking it up or no? Man, I forgot what news it was on not too long ago, but I thought it was a good topic to talk on.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the animals can't speak for themselves. They can't speak up if they're hungry. They can't speak up if they're sick.
Yeah. I don't know if it was this guy. There's a Dr. Quayne Stewart is known as a street vet for his work providing free veterinary care. I don't think it was him, though.
I got nothing.
Yeah. Yes, but there's obviously there's people out there that are. It's something that's been brought to their attention, and it's bringing it to our attention now. Granted, we're on the other side of the country, but this could be New York City. This could be anywhere.
New York City. It could be. Look at what's the popular street in Philadelphia now? That's bad.
Kensington? Is there
Kensington?
Yeah.
Kensington Avenue or something like that? The
or
Kensington section of
that's
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Have you seen videos from
I
there?
saw that, dude.
There's just needles everywhere. They're just like, they're folded over.
Yeah.
It's bad, man. It's bad. And then you'll see a little puppy or a little dog next to somebody, and it's sad.
And that's a sad thing, because this dog will love you unconditionally. And are you really providing the love that dog needs, And I know, we're like, okay, they're animals. Some people are like, oh, they're animals, or, but not for nothing, You make your choices in life. You screw up in life. And I hate to say it, sometimes, like John said, it's not always the way, some of these people aren't bad people necessarily, but because of the choices you made, should that screw these animals over? You know?
Yeah.
Should that screw them over where they aren't going to live the life? They could be in a nice family, you know?
And are some of them considered service animals?
Who knows? Is that... You still got to feed your service animals right. You got to take care of your service animals.
Maybe they should get like service. Like this is what I always said. You know, instead of a service animal, you should get yourself like a service little person, right? Because what are little people really like good for, right? I mean, a dog can't tell you their light is red, but a little person could be like, "Dude, stop! Don't cross the street. There's a tree. Go around the tree." Right? What? No? All right.
He said it, not me, Peter. Yeah.
Just a thought.
Just a thought.
But no, I agree with you, man. I agree too. Where there's a fine line where I think some of these animals they should be almost like rescued animals.
Yeah.
And they should go to a good home.
And now here's the other side to it, John. Just to play devil's advocate on this. Dog gets picked up with a homeless person because they took him away. Goes to a shelter. Shelter's overfilled with too many animals. They have to start putting them down.
Yeah, the dog was alive and fine on the
yeah,
street,
I'm better off eating McDonald's cheeseburgers or something like that on the corner, whatever, you know? So there is a fine line here, I feel like, you know, of what is going on. I think a big issue, and I was in Aruba not too long ago, and there's a lot of strays out there. A lot of strays.
Same in Bahamas, man.
Yeah.
There's stray
Rico,
dogs
too. Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. There's a lot. And a lot of times, at least because I'm part of the Aruba groups, Facebook groups and stuff like that, a lot of people will actually go through the process of adopting a lot of these dogs. They're like, oh, this dog was so cute. I saw it on the beach, and they're like, we want to take it home. And I saw a few myself. These dogs and they're nice dogs, you know, even though people, okay, not off topic, but it was a little annoying when people had their little kids going up to, while I was there, because I saw it. They had their little kids going up behind these dogs, grabbing them and all that stuff. Like
no, that's when you get bit, man.
Yeah, this is a stray dog right here.
God knows what's on its body.
Yeah, exactly. Not smart. That's all I got to say about that. Not smart. The dog's just trying to get food. He's not looking to play. He needs to eat. He needs to survive. He's not looking to play right now. You know,
your fucking finger.
Yeah, exactly. But it was pretty cute though. There was two people sitting. There was like maybe it was a guy and a girl or something sitting on their chairs on the beach, and the dog that was kind of walking around went under their chair and just plopped and laid down. You know,
like shade.
Yeah, it just laid down. I was like, that's funny, man. That's funny. But it just did that out of nowhere. You know. I actually had taken a photo of the one dog while we were out there. I was eating my dinner, and it was just chilling there, just laid down right next to us. I don't know if I'm going to find it. But.
Staring at you like, sir, if you don't want the rest of that steak,
yeah,
I'll take it.
I know. But, yeah, I don't know. There's so many photos I'd have to go through and stuff. So.
Oh, look at that one. Did you send that one to your wife?
Which one?
The one of you in the bathroom.
Oh, taking a poop?
No clothes on. I shouldn't see that.
Oh, John, you wish.
I shouldn't see that.
Like, this is the one here. Just chilling. That was one of the...
And you know what? Like, what I've seen when I was I've been on, vacation and seen dogs like that, and they really, they belong to almost to, like, the bars and the clubs and the beach bars, you know what I mean? And they live there.
Yeah. But it's sad. It's sad to see it. It's sad to see... that they got to kind of try to... I mean, whatever. I mean, that's animals, I guess, a lot of animals. But the dogs are different because they've become so domesticated, as far as gene-wise, everything, breeding-wise. Some dogs, can you imagine a Chihuahua trying to survive out in the wild, Granted, some of these dogs, like maybe a German Shepherd or something like that, can probably survive.
It's always the same
easier.
type of dog you see when it's out and about.
Yeah, survivors.
Yeah.
Like a little foofy dog is not going to survive out in, the streets of Aruba.
A little poodle, like big afro.
Yeah.
But and this is going to sound mean.
It is.
But, I mean, how many more mean things can I say? But you have these people who have these dogs, right? And it's just, maybe because I don't have a pet, it's just a dog, dude. It's just a dog. All right, maybe a little malnutrition, but it's somebody's partner. It's somebody's.
I hear you, but
dog.
you're wrong. But yeah, I hear you. No, I'm joking. I see your point.
To take that away, I mean, I get it, right? Like if your child, Child Protective Services comes if your child's malnutrition, but it's a dog.
I know. I just look at dogs a little higher, I guess. I guess because I have two of them, and I've never seen a dog love me and my wife and my son more unconditionally than my dogs.
Absolutely. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't mind being, because they're living like their owners living. There's so much love there that they're like, if you don't eat, I don't eat. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
We don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah, we don't.
And then you take them away, and they're like, "Where's my guy? Where's Jerome? I have been sitting on the same corner with him for 5 years.
When I went
away,
away,
just took me away."
So we board our dogs when we go away, and it's like we always joke around because we're like, "Oh my God, they're gonna miss us so much." But then when we go to the boarding facility, they just go right in. They go.
We're at the hotel. We're here.
Yeah, we're here. Time to fun.
See ya.
Time to hump a bunch of other dogs. Let's do this. Yeah. And but then when we pick them up, they are pretty excited. But then I get the jab from my wife. Did you see Harp? Because my dog's names are Harp and Guinness. I said, she's like, "Do you see Harp?" She ran up to me. Yeah, I was like, all right.
Listen, who's older, Harp or Guinness?
Guinness.
Guinness, right? So when Guinness goes, God forbid, just for old age, and you have to go away on vacation, Harp's my girl. So
yeah, I know.
I'll take care. You don't have to board her.
Yeah. But if Guinness is alive,
I'll take
you
her.
won't take him
no,
too.
I don't want. No. No. I can't do two. I can only do one.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
And the other way around. If Harp goes first, I'll take Guinness.
So yeah, I can't
handle two.
So basically, with my dogs, I have a Brussels Griffon and a Border Terrier. I used to live in a smaller townhouse or whatever, so I didn't have room for a really big dog. So I have kind of two smaller dogs, and I had a dog prior to Guinness from a previous relationship, and it was that breed. It was a Brussels Griffon. I loved it. It was a breed I knew. It was a breed everything and everything. And I had to be a little bit more breed specific because I couldn't have a dog that they said that I got from the pound or something that was. They said, "Oh yeah, no, it's not going to grow big and then it grows huge." I couldn't necessarily say, "Okay,
you need
I trust
research and figure out the right dog."
Yes, because once again, I didn't want to get a large dog for a small apartment. So we had that dog, and then. After that relationship, my ex had taken that dog, and I felt a void in my life. I was like, God, I kind of miss having my, So I ended up getting the same breed dog because I knew it, and dude, when I got Guinness, that was considering my rough times during that time of my life. I said, what a godsend, man. It's what I needed during that point of my life.
I hope the old dog bit your
No,
ex.
I love that dog. I love that
The old
dog.
one? Well, yeah, I know, and it loved you. I hope it bit your ex.
Oh, I think you said, or you were going to say bit the bullet.
No.
But I like I said, it was a lifesaver for me. It kept me occupied. It kept me busy. I was training a puppy. I was doing things on my own. And then I had a job. I got a job that entailed me being out of the house a lot. And I didn't like that necessarily. And then I said, you know what? Let me get a friend for my other dog to be at home with so they could play together. And that's where Harp came into the picture. About maybe a year later or so or whatever. Because I had to make the tough choice, and I said, do I want to have a dog and then 6 years down the line get another dog and they're going to be 6 years apart? Or do I want to get two dogs that are kind of a year apart, so they were both technically puppies when I had them.
Right.
He was still considered a puppy, and she was obviously a puppy when I got her. And I said, you know what? Let me get him a friend and whatever. And it was the best decision I could make.
Now they're like the Golden Girls. There. No one's boy, but they're like the Golden Girl.
And then. Even that was tough, not being home now with two dogs in the picture. Yeah. I was trying to figure this whole thing out and what to do.
A third dog, so those two dogs weren't lonely.
No. I met my wife now, who was a godsend with that because she worked from home, and she helped so much with training the dogs, everything with walking the dogs, doing all that stuff. Because I had a litter box back then, and they were trained, litter box trained, believe it or not. But they're small dogs, so if they had to use the bathroom, they went to the litter box and stuff. So I kind of had that down where they were trained for that because I didn't want them pooping and peeing everywhere. But but it still worked out better. They had more exercise with my wife, where she was able to, give them the exercise they need, let them out, all that stuff. And now we live in a bigger home with a yard, which is great because now we just let them out in the yard and they can run free.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Now you can go get a pit bull.
No, my wife and I had said that we hope they live long, happy lives, but when they're done, I think we're going to take a break from dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want one now. My wife says no. She won't budge or bend, and we were close a couple times, but now it's...
Keep in mind, when just so you know, so my boarding for just basically a week.
Oh, it's expensive, I'm sure.
Like $1,500-$1,600.
Okay, forget it.
Yeah, it's very expensive to board them.
That's more expensive than... Well, I mean, I have, like, my parents
but-
said if we got a dog, my parents said they would take it.
All right, but here's the thing: I have 2 dogs. But even though they give you discounted rates for 2 dogs, it's still
Cheaper for one dog.
It is it is cheaper for 1 dog.
Right. Me, I would find people to just watch my dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we live.
My buddy lives around the corner, and he's like, if you ever got a dog, I would take it when you went away.
Yeah. Well, we
He doesn't border his dog. He just lets people dog sit it.
don't have many people because we weren't from this area, so it's like a
You're out here.
yeah, we're out west now,
different.
so it's a little different. Yeah. But we are very content. But so back to LA.
But
back
I travel a lot. Well, so it's like it's hard to.
Yeah.
We're never home.
Yeah. Yeah.
But back to the people who are homeless.
Homeless.
Their dog.
So yes, so the bottom line is this: I'm happy there's services out there that are looking out for the animals, and only taking them if it's truly necessary. Once again, my point I made before is that some of these homeless people, their intentions aren't necessarily good either. They're looking to fight their dogs, or they're trying to make money, or doing this and that. It's because you can see some of these dogs have been in fights, and that's no bueno in my book, man. That's not good.
Raise a tough dog. You teach that dog to beat the other dogs up. You win some money.
No, it's no good. It's not good. So I don't think that's good. We have a little more time. Back to LA. Back to that area. The last few weeks, John and I were talking about this before because we were just talking about LA, and I mentioned to John about this whole thing with the dogs, and he was talking about the whole chaos that's been going on there because of
riots,
the borderline riots, I guess,
riots,
and the whole Mexican people that don't want these people to get deported, all that stuff. And John and I think we can relate because we've had jobs in our past where we have worked with people who aren't necessarily legal citizens, and we'll have to say a lot of them were good people, man, great people, some of them,
Absolutely.
And it's a tough thing, and it's tough. It's difficult because you don't want to see something. So apparently, I think Trump has said, because you saw that video with like farmers running through a field or something like that. I don't know if you saw that, but apparently Trump, it was like some farm and there was illegals trying to run away from ICE or whatever, but they were just people they were laborers. And Trump said, listen, I'm going to take a little bit, he's like, I'm going to make it, he apparently said, I'm going to make it easier on some of these people.
I mean, there's a difference, He's trying to get rid of the immigrant scum.
Yes.
So it just sucks for the other ones because, you said one bad seed ruins it for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going on in L.A. and New York, and all these major cities, the crimes that are being committed, and most of them are immigrants.
Yeah.
And it's not all of it, but, a good number
And we're not
of
just
it.
strictly saying Mexican or this or
immigrants.
that.
I'm saying immigrants, Venezuelans, Argentinian, any
or
type
people
of,
from other, there's other countries. There's
sure,
Caribbean. There's areas
absolutely.
that where,
European, anybody.
Could be Haiti. Could be anywhere,
Yeah. I hated those Hades. And they, come in and they ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah. Yes, it's true.
I mean, look at the senator of New York. I mean, was detained. It's
Yeah. There's a lot going on there with that. I mean,
you can't pick and choose who you're going to.
I know, and that's the unfortunate thing. I watched a video of I think it was a military guy, and his parents were maybe not of legal status or something like that. And they surprised him or something. I don't know. And they surprised him when they saw him, And he was like, tears of joy. He's like, then they said we became citizens.
Good.
They went through the hoops. They did everything they needed to do to get to that point.
Just do it the right damn way.
And I've mentioned it before. I've had people I worked with that said, Ken, I'm doing whatever steps I need to become a United States citizen right now.
And you help in any way you can.
Yeah.
Can I help you in any way?
And I don't think
let's do
ICE is
this.
going after the people that are going through the processes or trying or whatever necessarily either.
I don't know about that.
No.
I mean, they're starting to raid schools and malls and
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah, but how do they like? What's the research behind it?
I have no
I don't
clue.
know. I don't know exactly. But here's the thing that ticks me off, though, and the thing that really ticks me off is these people. I don't know if it's Antifa or whatever or anything like that. Is that they're going out and they're protesting and everything. Are they really out for the greater good?
No.
Are they good, or are they out because
They're out to
someone
cause
is?
chaos.
Yes, they're out to, or they are out to cause chaos. Are they hired by some kind of higher source or something along those lines to do
Absolutely.
these certain things?
They're hired by the Democrats to make the Republicans look bad and make our local government look bad.
Yeah.
Or our federal government look bad.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I've watched videos where I've seen like minivans pull up and they have like they're stocked with masks, stocked with this, stocked with everything.
Absolutely. Those aren't your average Joe college kid citizens that just want to protest. No. These are paid people
Professional
to go out there and do this.
to stir the
To
pot.
start it up, and they get everybody else riled up.
Yeah.
And then shit happens and they drive off on their own and they go away and they go to the next one.
I saw an interesting. I don't know where I saw who posted it. Maybe someone that we're mutually friends with or something. They posted like February. What it was Ukrainian flag. Then the next month is like Mexican flag, and then there's like Iranian
Save the
flag.
Palestine.
Yeah, there's a different flag every month.
Let's go Israel.
Yes. So what's going on here?
But you never see an American flag. You never see that, though.
I know. And that's a thing. And that's what confuses me a little bit, too. You have these people in, let's just say L.A. or that area. They're waving. They have so much pride in their Mexican country. They have so much pride that they're going to go to the United States and wave their Mexican flag. If you have so much pride in your country, why don't you just stay in Mexico then?
Go back there, yeah.
Why don't
Make
you
it better. Go back and make it better.
Yeah, do something about it. You have pride in your country? Make it right. Do whatever you can. Granted, it might be easier said than done, but still. Don't come to another country. Did you see that thing where, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think it was on The View or something like that,
Yes.
and he says, if you come from another country, you're a guest.
You do it right. You do it the right way. You're a guest, and yeah.
Yes. I would never, ever
no.
think about going to, like, say, Paris, acting like an asshole, causing chaos.
Or going to Aruba from Staten Island.
Yeah, I
Causing
know.
fucking chaos.
Well, that, different animal.
They should have deported them.
Yeah,
They had the Staten Island
But I would
flag.
never. I'm going to respect the country I'm in. I'm going to respect the
100%.
people I'm in. I'm a visitor.
100%.
I'm a guest in their country. They allowed me to come into their country. I'm going to treat it with respect, like it was my own.
Yes.
That's it. I'm not going to cause chaos, like that Arab guy who from Colombia or whatever who got arrested and put in.
Guy from Colombia.
What's his name? I don't know, pro-Palestinian guy or whatever he was. The guy who was, they took in.
Saddam Hussein?
No, they took him in and they had him in. They held him for like a couple months or something like that. He was some protester, and he was on a visa. And they said, if you're going to cause shit, you're out of this country. If you're going to stir things, you're going to do things, get out of our country. And he got held up. So Trump basically, it was a big deal, dude. And Trump basically said, we are still considering, we're going to get him out of here.
Good. Then they should.
Yeah.
Get him out. Weed him out.
Yeah. Go to your country.
Yeah. Cause shit over there.
Yeah. Cause shit
protest
over
there.
there. Cause shit over there. Have you seen the way some of these people from these Muslim countries and everything treat their women? They treat them like garbage. They treat them like pure garbage. They abuse them. They kick them. God forbid they took that mask off their face, whatever it is, hijab, whatever it is, or I don't know.
Are we racist? Is this the racist episode?
No, we just don't know the names of everything. But, but God forbid they did that, and I've seen videos of women doing it, publicly, and they're saying, I'm standing up for myself. Stand up for yourself.
They should. They should. They're
And-
beautiful underneath there, man.
Yeah, what's a couple lies going to do for you?
Put some makeup on.
All jokes aside, why do we
all
always do
jokes
this?
aside,
We always
it's-
take something serious and make a joke. But anyways,
You have to. You have to. The world is such a sad place sometimes. You gotta talk about it lately.
I know.
You know? And like we said, we're saying throw them out, throw them out. You know, if you're here the right way and you're a good person, everybody deserves to be free. Everybody deserves to live a good life.
But apparently, it's very expensive to go through the whole judicial process. It's easier to just say, let's get them out.
I'm sure it's easier to pay Pablo $1,000 to get you over to Rio Grande than it is to become a citizen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't do it that way, dude. I mean, you're going to mess up. Think about your kids and your family. Like, you're going to mess that all up. Just do it right. Get your visa. Get your work visa.
Yeah.
You know, work on your papers. If you want to stay, you stay. You don't want to stay, you don't stay.
And listen, we know it's not always an easy process. But
But you're protesting, let us stay. Let's make us stay. No, go back to your own country and fight for what's right over there and get rid of the people that are making it bad that make you want to leave.
Yeah. And they were trying to get rid of the if you're born in America, you're a citizen. It's like if we've talked about this before. If you went to France and you had a kid there, like say you were pregnant and you went to France, you had a kid. Are they a French citizen? No. They're not.
If your parents aren't citizens but you're born here, you're still not a citizen. No, you are. You were born on this country. You're born in this land.
But no, they're trying to get rid of that. Though.
Right, they're trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
But
once again, like I said, if you're pregnant,
I see both.
Say you and your wife are having a kid. She's pregnant. You go on vacation to France. Kid's born there. Are they a French citizen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, we go back to people who used to work for us. I mean, how many babies did they have? And it's like, all right, are they citizens now? Because you're not. Like, yeah, but
Yes. And I don't think the goal was ever to separate people from their families necessarily. The whole point is if you have kids and you're an illegal and you get kicked out, you're bringing your kids with you. That's just what a good dad or mom would do. You're going to bring your kids. They're going to be by your side because you're going to raise them. Right.
And a lot of them don't because they don't want to go bring the kids back to that wherever they're coming from. They left for a reason.
I know.
But that's beyond my pay grade, man.
Yeah.
That's some crazy thoughts.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Went from dogs to that, but
dogs to being two racist guys.
It's all some kind of relation there, but yeah. But only no. But just so you people know, only John's racist.
You don't like Muslim women now all of a sudden.
Let's finish this one up.
Let's do it.
Shout out Old Fitz. I like this one. I think it was good. I think that people who are over critiquing this one, I'm going to say
I agree.
Stop putting your nose in the air. I think it's pretty decent.
Right. But if you paid $150 for that bottle, you can over
I
critique
think
all you want.
Exactly. I didn't pay that, thankfully. So cheers to good old Heaven Hill and Old Fitz and all that good stuff. And cheers to John.
Cheers to Ken.
Fun. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
All right.